Leicester's finest deep water solo. Got a pink Tricam. Silver Dragon. Oh no, it's not going anywhere. Yes, thanks Dave. Morning. I'm here in Markfield Quarry in sunny Leicestershire, home to Leicester's finest deep water solo. Over there somewhere, baptism. I'll be coming back in summer to do that, and I'm currently just hanging around after watching Dave McLeod's video on how to be a better trad climber and trust gear. I thought I'd come out and see about trusting gear. So I'm on top rope at the minute, and slowly working down, finding bits of gear placement, rating them a score out of 1 to 5, giving them a little tug, and eventually weighting it. So here I've placed a number 5 blue Dragon. The crack is slightly flaring, but there's a little niche in there where it sort of opens up a little bit more before it constricts again. And I've got myself on Gree here. Let me just wind this off. So there's the Gree wound off, and now I am fully on this cam. And as you can see, that is not going anywhere. So let's try another one. Okay, so we've just found this constriction here in this crack. As you see, it's nicely tapering down to a point here. I've got this lovely blue nut placed sideways in because it's tapered exactly to fit the crack. And this is not going anywhere. Good pull out, good tug down. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. Let's get some weight on it. Okay, so we've got the draw connected to the harness. Gree is still tight on the rope, so let's slacken off slowly. Feels good so far. I'm trying to do this with one hand, so just forgive me. Okay, so that's about 2/3 weight. It's not going anywhere so far. Let's drop it off. Okay, Gree off, rope completely loose, and that's not going anywhere. Yeah, I'd be happy to take a fall on that. I'm just being careful at the minute because there's no slack in this system. I don't really want to shock load or overweight any of the equipment because we're just connected directly. There's literally no dynamic movement to this whatsoever. But yeah, I trust that. Okay, so here's the next one. Red size 3, 4. In this crack here, you can see I can't get it in directly, it won't cam enough to get it in. But what I've actually done, and this is a beautiful placement, is it will go in further up here and slide down to where I originally wanted it, and that is not going anywhere. In direction of pull as well, it should cam round onto those lobes at the top. Let's get some weight on it. It's going to be hard for me to do because I'm one-handing it at the minute. Okay, and let's drop off the Gree. Slowly weighting. And yeah, Oh, that is not going anywhere. So just for context, guys, I'm not new to trad climbing in terms of years doing it, but I actually don't have many miles behind me, shall we say. Maybe not even 100 routes from Severe up to E1. So in terms of how many times I've fell on gear, I've rested on a few pieces, but I don't think I've actually ever took a lead fall onto gear. So this is just helping my confidence massively, knowing that I can look at a bit of gear, assess how good it is, and then sort of run through and play through in my head what that would look like if I were to take a fall on it. So yeah, thanks Dave. This methodology is brilliant. Right, a couple of tugs on that. Let's place another one. Okay, next piece is a Silver Dragon, number 2, I think. Number 1, smallest one. Size isn't on there. Anyway, it's in this small crack, quite shallow and quite over cammed, if you can just about make that out. It's in Bomber Rock. Giving it a good tug, seats it nicely. So let's wind the Grigri off, see if it holds. Okay, so Grigri's off, rope's nice and slack, it's all me, and a good tug on that, backwards, down. That's all my weight on that. Grigri off again. Okay, Grigri off. Yeah, and that is as bomber as they get. Nice, I'll give that a 5. Okay, so luckily on this bit of rock we've got quite a few placements. I'm back near the top and I've got a pink Tricam. I've used these for making belays on limestone sea cliffs with lots of horizontal cracks and features and weird holes. I've placed them on lead. I've never fell on one, but I have weighted them and they're perfect for this kind of parallel crack. And if you can see in there, I'd say that placement. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rate the placement before I weight it and hopefully confirm it after. Obviously that has no significance whether it's going to hold a full, but it's a good idea of gauging rating the rock and the placement, how you think it's going to do. So let's wind Grigri off. Okay, so the Grigri's loose. We are now fully on that Tricam. Struggling with my feet. There's not much to put my feet on here, but that is all my weight on the Tricam. Right. So I would have given that a 5 out of 5 before, and I still give that a 5 out of 5. In terms of the way direction of pull, yeah, it's not moving. Okay, so here I've got a micro RP / brass nut, and it's a bit of a gimmicky placement, but let's say hypothetically you've got nowhere else to put any gear in this crack line here, and you need to place, or you've just for the mental aspect, you feel like you need to place some gear, you're going to bang something wherever you can. So I've actually got this already fully weighted, all my weight's hanging off it. The rope is loose, and yeah, better stand back in case it whips me in the face. But yeah, that, for all intents and purposes, is taking my weight. Wow. Yeah. I mean, look at the constriction there. Would I place it? Yeah. Would I want to fall on it? Let's maybe feel a little bit better about it, but probably not. So just a little summary of my thoughts on the gear placement practice. Yeah, I thought it went really well. I was happy with my selections. More or less picked the right bit of gear first time every time. And the placements all seemed to be bomber. Bar one, which was a blue Dragon, that was just too close to the edge of the opening. The rock was a little bit suspect, and as I weighted it, it blew. I probably wouldn't have placed it on lead, but I was just, as I say, testing it out, see what would happen. I was on top rope solo as well, so it was the only bit of gear on the slab that I could find. So next to that, you'd be soloing it anyway. So not a climb, I would lead. But yeah, whenever you're, me certainly, placing gear on lead, there's always that feeling of, great, I've placed a bit of gear, but then there's the flip side of thinking, is this gear going to hold? And today I think it's just made me a lot more confident, knowing that when I climb past a piece of gear, I've assessed it, I've gave it a grade, and I'm good to climb past it, knowing it's nearly maybe just as good as a sport climbing bolt, which you wouldn't think twice about taking a decent whipper on. So when I go trad climbing for the first time this year, beginning of April, hopefully E1s shouldn't be as scary, providing the gear's there, or lack of gear, providing it's bomber. I think my confidence will have grown. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.